Hi, everybody. Welcome. My name's Andrea LaPlante. I am a health coach from Plainville, Massachusetts, and I am really excited. I've been really wanting to dive in to athletes and nutrition, and I'm really excited to be able to offer this call tonight. So the way the call is going to go, I'm actually going to pull up a presentation here, and Pammy, give me a thumbs up if you can see this presentation. Okay, great. So I was asked to speak to the girls hockey team at Anna Maria College. And what I really wanted to pull together was not only the athlete and oxidative stress piece, I wanted to talk about the mindful athlete. And I'm really going to skim through these slides. It's quite a long presentation, so I'm going to go quickly. And I really want to pull together visuals of what oxidative stress looks like and how it can affect an athlete throughout their life. So this is a picture of me, and my quick story is I was focused on basketball and soccer at a young age, and I trained a lot. My goal was to play in college. This here was a game at UMass Boston. It was a championship regional team that I had tried out for and made. I was asked to play in Europe, and at this particular game, my body broke. It broke down because I wasn't nourishing it properly. I wasn't hydrating. I remember this day too. It was the third game in a row. It was over 90 degrees. I was dying and I wouldn't come out of the game to get any water. And I ended up severing my ACL. My knee blew up. I couldn't walk. And for the first time in my life, I had to not only deal with the emotional disappointment of not getting through my senior year, but no, those offers that I had coming in from colleges went away. And I went to college not being on a team for the first time in my life, which was really difficult to navigate. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. So I do have a personal vendetta here, really, to make sure that our kids are nourished properly so they don't have to go through what I did. So here's just a quick image of my family, which needs to be updated, but as you know, teens don't like to get their pictures taken. I have 3 kids, Ava, Will, and Drew, and we're a very active family. And 2 of them are going to share their stories tonight, but we do multiple sports, multiple practices, games. We love to coach. We always said if our kids want to pick up sports, we'll be happy to support them that way, just like any other parent does. But what I love to start is talking about your athlete and how, whether you're an athlete or not, what is the energy you have when you get out on the field, when you get to practice or a game, and what does your diet look like? Are you susceptible to injury? Do you have fatigue? Do you get sick often? And you can skim through the slide, but you really want to make sure all of these things, muscle cramps, headaches, signs and symptoms that contribute to poor performance. And good nutrition can determine your success on and off the field and offer a great foundation. So what do you want to think about as an athlete? You want to think about mindset, deep breathing, stretching, hydration, nutrition, and recovery. Now, mindful breathing, I wish I knew about this when I was a young athlete, but you can even look at the slide, what it does for a positive effect on the human body, just by taking in those deep breaths and getting in a zone. Our kids are so inundated with social media. They have school, they have practice, they have games. There's so much going on, and when they get to that field to get out to practice or a game, we really want to make sure that they're in the zone and they're not being distracted. So mindful eating, what does that look like? I love to follow the rule of 2s. Eat twice as often, eat half as much, and chew twice as long. Grazing is great, so if your athletes can graze throughout the day, coloring your plate, you want to eat the rainbow, more fruits and vegetables matter. We'll talk a little bit about athlete servings, and make eating a focused ritual, so kids are actually putting the phone down, they're not multitasking and doing homework at the same time, they're just having their meal. And you can't out-train a poor diet, just some of the things we're going to talk about. Stretching is really important, and I really wish I started this protocol with myself early on. I have zero flexibility, and I know that adding that stretching routine as a young athlete would have benefited me not only then, but well into beyond being an athlete. Stretching keeps muscles flexible, strong, and healthy, and you can read through. It elongates your muscles, improves digestion, reduces anxiety, soothes headaches, decreases muscle soreness, improves posture. Yoga is great for athletes. So rethinking your drink, let's talk about water. adults need their full body weight in ounces. Actually, I'm sorry, that children need their full body weight in ounces. That's a misprint. Adults half their weight in ounces. So we want to make sure if you're a child, a young adult, that you're getting your full body weight in. But not only that, if you're an athlete, you need even more. You should be drinking water days before the event. And you want to try to eliminate sugar because it suppresses your immune function and it has no nutritional value. Beware of drinks with additives, food dyes, and savvy packaging. My best advice, make your own energy drink. You can use fruit, honey, pink salt, and coconut water. One of the things that we take for granted with hydration, it's one of the quickest and easiest things we can do to help for performance. And it's not something that you're going to want to drink an hour or two before your game. You want to make sure that you're sipping throughout the day. You're drinking water several days before your actual event. And you want to make, one of the things that water will do, if you are a heavy sweater, and you know this about yourself if you're an athlete, you're going to need to hydrate even more than that. But not getting enough hydration causes dizziness, weak. A great way to tell your athletes to make sure they're hydrated, pinch the top of your hand, and if the skin stays tented, that you're dehydrated. And I love to talk to people about just check your urine color. If your urine color is clear, you're good. But if it's dark, it can cause muscle cramps. That will affect your performance, and you want to make sure that you stay hydrated. So the best way to do that is check your urine. So what is this oxidative stress? A great image that I posted earlier was of me with my knee and my ACL severed. That was a visual of what oxidative stress is in the athlete and in the human body. It's when your body and your engine runs and runs and runs without the proper fuel, hydration, sleep, all of those things that come together. And maybe I would have had that injury anyway, but I can tell you my recovery would have been a lot faster. And I didn't know what I know now. So antioxidants are what help reduce athlete-induced oxidative stress or any oxidative stress. So the bad news is that oxidative stress causes aging and disease. The good news is that antioxidants found in raw fruits, vegetables, berries reduce that oxidative stress. And athletes need 16 to 20 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. So what are you putting in your engine on a regular basis? And I love to talk to athletes about what are you fueling with? Do you want to be the car on the left that's old, rusty, and breaking down? Or do you want your engine to be high performance? Well, you need to make sure that you're fueling and putting the proper fuel in for that high performance activity. And the food and fuel that we need for peak performance basically is the quality and what kind of car would you like to drive, as I showed you, what would you put in your engine. The oil that we put in a car is basically what micronutrition is to the athlete's body. Micronutrients, all of those antioxidants, is the oil for the engine. And the calories are the macronutrients. So you can just take a look. I just put some of the foods down here, and you could always ask me later about that, but I'm just going to skim through the slides just to get to our athletes too. And I put a slide here about what to eat before games. But basically, you want to make sure that you're getting that color of the rainbow in, and you're limiting all those sugary foods. And I can also get this slide too if anybody wants a little bit more about what to eat before games. But if you want to, in a nutshell, think about what you want to get into your system, you want to eat the rainbow every day. Make sure your athletes are covered there. A great idea for a brainy breakfast and an athlete breakfast: overnight oats, vegan nutritional drink, smoothie bowl, fruits, healthy fats. That's a great way to start the day. And some of the things to eat after games I've just listed here. And you can see that, just take a look on your own about what to eat and recover with. But fluids and hydration and making sure you get the color of the rainbow are key to help prevent that oxidative stress and that damage. So just day to day, if you can get 2 servings of calcium foods from plant-based options. I'm not a fan of dairy, and if you can try and talk to your kids about maybe switching over from dairy, which can cause inflammation in the body, and we want to make sure we're reducing the inflammation for our athletes. So recovering 20 minutes to recover from a workout helps protect against any protein damage. helps reduce inflammation, feeds our muscles, and nourishes the body for our next workout, practice, or game. Now, just to talk a little bit about supplements, one of the things we want to make sure our athletes understand is the NSF certification. And there's a lot of mixed messages out there. Our young athletes are inundated with advertisements, a lot of processed non-foods. And the FDA does not regulate supplements. So some of the things that have been found in supplements on shelves are and have been recalled: lead, excess vitamins, actually animal feces, and even glass. So you really want to make sure that what's on that label is in the bottle. And the way to do that is to have that third party National Sanitation Foundation come in and make sure that it's tested for all of those contaminants and nothing's going to be hidden in that supplement. So how to determine what's good? Number one, nutrition label. And this is why I love Juice Plus Whole Food Nutrition. It has a nutrition label the same as frozen broccoli, whole food, plant-based nutrition. It's not synthetic. It has an NSF label. What's listed in the ingredients is exactly what's in it. It's backed in research, over 25 years of research to prove that it's bioavailable, it gets in the body, and it does what it needs to do, reducing inflammation and protecting against oxidative stress. Now, you want to make sure there's no warning label on supplements. So that means pregnant nursing moms can have it. There are warnings such as children shouldn't have this or shouldn't take that. That is a warning. That is not something we should put in any human, let alone our youth. And Juice Plus is whole food nutrition backed in science with the NSF label, and it's just food. So pregnant nursing mamas all the way up to your elite Olympic athlete. Most people can't digest animal protein. I love the idea of adding plants versus whey. Whey is animal-based protein. So what we want to do is keep our body alkaline and balanced with plant-based foods to help reduce inflammation and promote lean mass. So my recommendation is Juice Plus Whole Food Concentrates. And what is it? It's dehydrated produce that's grown sustainably and ethically. It's allowed to ripen on the vine. It's water washed, crushed whole, and dehydrated into a powder form. So athletes need that color of the rainbow regardless of how hectic you get. You are able to add this nutrition into your diet on a daily basis and help protect against any of that protein damage, reduce that inflammation, and get into the system. This is what I recommend my family adds, this complete vegan shake mix, which is part of the Juice Plus Nutritional. It's vegan, gluten-free, non-dairy, low glycemic, non-GMO, and of course, it has that NSF certification. Now, this is great for breakfast. It's great to have right after your workout or your game or your practice. It's great energy. It's low glycemic. It keeps that blood sugar stable, so you're getting the fiber and the protein needed from plants. I love these two quotes from two individuals who partnered with this and have shared this nutrition, but they've also flooded their body with this nutrition as athletes. Ricky Proehl, two-time Super Bowl champion, added this nutrition to his diet throughout his football career. And if you know anything about football, there's a lot of physical contact. And he says recovery is everything, and it goes back to what fuel you're putting in your body. And Brittany Hovicher on the U.S. Women's National Volleyball team, I wouldn't want to fuel my body any other way. And the whole United States volleyball team has now started adding this nutrition to your diet. And you can't help and prevent all injury, but you can actually control how you recover, because injury happens. And this is my daughter at a point in her athletic career that could have made or broken, make or break you. It literally broke her, and she was able to recover and realize a dream, unlike her mom, who didn't recover as fast because I wasn't doing exactly these things and I didn't have this education. And I'll let her share her story, but I love the visual to be able to see when something really damaging happens, physically, emotionally, it can really alter your dreams. Recovery dictates performance. We fuel our athletes with plants. We keep them nourished. If they do run into injury, we make sure we reduce that inflammation and we cut that recovery time so they can get back to doing what they love. And this is an image of her getting through all of that. But I'm going to stop the share now, and I'm going to start with Will LaPlante, and I'm going to actually have all of my young athletes right now share why this nutrition made sense to them. And Will, I'm just going to ask you to unmute your line and go ahead and share your athletic journey with us.
Hi everyone, I'm Will LaPlante. I'm 15 from KP, and I live in Plainville, Mass. I'm pretty much the reason why my mom started Juice Plus. When I was 4 years old, I took a bottle of Flintstone vitamins and I went behind the couch and ate half of it. Because of that, I got really sick and it scared the heck out of my mom. It's really scary because I could have died from it, and some kids have. What I took away was a destroyed gut, and I lost being a great eater, and I turned into one of the pickiest eaters ever. At this time, my mom was looking for something to help me. I wasn't eating anything that I should have been eating, and Juice Plus fixed that. Now, onto my athletic career. I started playing sports as a young kid, playing basketball, football, baseball, lacrosse, and soccer. This past year, I have focused on playing QB and point guard, mainly pursuing basketball. For football, as my team trained from the start of July, I ended up breaking my wrist after all that training, the second game of the season. At this time, all I could think about was when I can play again, and the doctor told me I was out for the season, possibly I might be out for basketball. That really hurt. And then right away, my mom doubled me up on Juice Plus. I had to shake every day to get me better. And I was back for tryouts, and I was not only back for the 2 games of my football season. It meant a lot because I was able to come back and play with my friends. It was like I was watching your friends from the sideline is one of the hardest things to do. And just seeing them play without you, it sucks. So thanks to Juice Plus, I was back. And then Juice Plus also, I made it to the tryouts, and I was actually the only freshman to make JV, and I actually got some playing time. I probably would have been depressed if it wasn't for Juice Plus. If I didn't recover from that, it probably would have destroyed me. Now to present day, where I figured out that I want to play D1 basketball in college. It's my dream. I personally think this type of nutrition will give me the leg up I will need to make that dream become a reality. And I just also wanted to add that I have a shake before every game. I bring my Juice Plus to all my tournaments, and it's really important for me to perform at the highest level, and Juice Plus makes that happen. Finally, I just wanted to say I'm really glad my mom brought this product into our family's lives. It's changed our lives and given us opportunity. Thanks, Mom. Love you. And thank you, everybody, for listening to my story.
Thank you, Will. Thanks so much. I love you too. So our next speaker is Ava LaPlante, and the visual you saw earlier with the severed ulna is her story. So Ava, take it away.
Hey guys, I'm Ava LaPlante. I am from Plainville, Mass, and I go to the King Philip High School. I will be attending college this fall. So my athletic journey began when I was playing basketball, soccer, and softball, and I horseback rode. So I eventually quit all these sports after playing for quite a while to just ride horses. So then when I was younger, most other kids were outside playing with their friends, and every day, 7 days a week, I was at the barn riding. And from a very young age, I knew that I wanted to get a Division I offer, and I wanted to ride at the collegiate level. So my journey to my goal was long and taxing, and I knew even as a young kid that I had to be competing at the highest level in my equestrian riding to become a Division I equestrian prospect. So what I needed to first do was sell my horse Drake, who I really loved, to then get my horse Socks, because he has a greater athletic ability and can jump close to 4 feet, which is needed when you are competing at the level needed to go to the D1 equestrian program. So at this time, I was training 7 days a week, and I was working 12 hours Saturday and Sunday at the barn. During this time at the barn, I would turn in and out 28 plus horses. I would muck stalls and dump and scrub water buckets. And then one day while I was working, this is where my injury comes into play. I suffered an accident when my horse Socks kicked me, and he severed my ulna, and the bone came out of my arm, and it was a devastating injury. During this time, I had on like a big puffer coat and an Under Armour and a sweatshirt, and my arm was completely destroyed through it all. And then I was rushed to emergency surgery where I had to get it repaired. And I was really devastated, obviously, because I had broken my arm, but I was also devastated too, because I was working towards the goal of getting this D1 offer. And it really threw me off track in my training to get this type of injury. So I was pretty devastated. So I went to my doctors, and she told me it would take me about a year to recover. And this is where Juice Plus comes into play, because it only took me 6 months. And the reason why it was only able to take me 6 months was because my mom gave me 6 of each color of each Juice Plus daily and made me the smoothies. So with the power from Juice Plus and 6 months of loading up, I was able to get back to my training, which was really, really important to me because I needed to get back on track so that I could work to achieve my D1 offer. So after a couple years of working with the brace and after healing, I eventually got a couple offers, and I chose to attend the University of Tennessee Martin. So I'm very excited about that. But to me, Juice Plus means more than most people would understand, because not only did it provide me the nutrition to heal and get back to work with my horse after my injury, but Juice Plus also gave me the ability to do what I love, because most of you know my mom's story and how she worked really, really hard to provide for me. And I'm so blessed that she's so amazing and driven that she took this business to give me the financial need I needed so that I could do what I love and achieve this dream, because my riding is definitely not cheap. So very grateful to her. And I'm excited to say that because of my journey with Juice Plus and everything I've learned, I'm going to be majoring in exercise science and wellness next year at the University of Tennessee Martin. So thank you guys for listening, and back to you, Mom.
Thank you, Ava. What a journey we've had together. I appreciate you sharing your story tonight. Thank you so much. Love you. Our
Love
next
you.
speaker is Cole Fisher. So Cole, you're up next.
All right. Hi, my name is Cole Fisher. I'm a senior at Shrewsbury High School, and I've been taking Juice Plus since my freshman year. Out of the Juice Plus products, I take like the chewable ones, the capsules, and the complete shakes. At first, I didn't really think of it, but now I consider it like a valuable part of my nutrition and what I've been able to do physically. I've noticed my stamina and recovery has improved, and during tryout season and during basketball games, I see others become tired quicker and complaining about being sore for a lot longer than I do. And I have a history of injuries in my right ankle, and I remember prior to Juice Plus, those injuries, although most times not that serious, would be sore and last a lot longer than they would now. But for example, this year I tweaked and rolled my ankle multiple times over the course of the season, and I was never out too long and didn't miss a game and recovered noticeably faster than I had in the past thanks to Juice Plus. And also, like outside of basketball, working out and running, stuff like that, taking the complete shakes helps me recover faster and keeps me consistent and able to stay on a consistent regimen working out. And yeah, that's kind of it.
Cole, I love it. And I
Thank you.
want to, absolutely, thanks for sharing. I appreciate it so much. And I love that you said that you didn't miss any games.
Yeah, no,
And
I got a concussion earlier, but I got a concussion before the season, and that's when I also doubled up, and that helped me get through that too.
Oh, that's great. I'm
Yeah.
so grateful that that happened for you, that you were able to recover like that. But the whole part of it is you guys are training and putting so much into your workouts and these games and practices and trying to do your best. And
Yeah.
if you can't recover and you miss your games, then what's the point, right? So I'm
Yeah,
so
it helped me
glad
out a lot not to miss my
that's
senior year.
great. Thank you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for sharing. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having
So
me.
our next speaker is Emma Riley.
Hi, everyone. My name is Emma Riley. I'm from Rentham, Massachusetts, and I am currently a freshman at the University of South Carolina. I was introduced to Juice Plus about 8 years ago from my mom, Laura Riley. So in high school, I was a two-sport athlete, soccer and lacrosse, and fueling my body was very important. I would eat my Juice Plus capsules every morning and oftentimes found myself eating gummies after I got home from sports. And I had to limit my gummy intake because I enjoyed them so much. I could honestly eat a whole bag in one sitting. I would say one of my biggest challenges to college life was adjusting to the new routines. It was a lot easier in high school to have a set schedule for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I had to adapt to the college life and schedule and learn to accept that not every day is going to have a set routine like I had in high school. I am also in a sorority, and I've moved to their meal plan rather than the universities. So I had to carve out times in my day to walk all the way to the house just to eat a meal. Thankfully, because I had learned so many good eating habits at home, I am able to make myself a colorful plate at school. And those days that I might not eat as well, I know I'm getting all the nutrition from Juice Plus. I have a supply of Juice Plus capsules, gummies, omegas, and complete powder in my dorm room that I eat every day. And the first time I had my friends try the gummies, I immediately got them hooked. And when they asked me what was in them, they couldn't believe it was just fruits and vegetables. I also had to educate them that the capsules are also just food because my roommate was so concerned the first time she saw me take 8 capsules at once. There were a few times where my friends came down with a cold or a sickness was going around the dorm. So I would portion out gummies and capsules for my close friends and deliver them at their door to help support their immune system and fight whatever was going around. My friends love them so much, Juice Plus has honestly started becoming a birthday present they asked for. This past semester, my roommate ended up coming down with mono, which is highly contagious. So I was definitely nervous about contracting it myself because we share so much living in such a small space. But I believe that eating Juice Plus for the past several years helped my immune system be strong enough to help me avoid getting sick. I am not playing competitive sports in college, but exercise continues to be an important aspect in my life, and finding the time to incorporate it in between classes and homework is a big struggle. However, once I got the hang of things and was okay with sometimes finding myself at the gym at 9 p.m. some nights, it started to get easier. Keeping my body fueled properly definitely helped keep me energized enough to make it to the gym after a stressful day of classes. I am currently studying in the field of public health, and since fueling my body with proper nutrition is something I am very passionate about, I'm considering making it a career in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Emma. I was so grateful for you to come on tonight and share about how you've been able to manage this in college, because we know there's a lot of distractions in college. You're away from home, and I think what's so amazing about this is that you took all this education with you and you brought it to school, and you're actually helping to educate others, and you're keeping your immune system strong. And that's such a blessing to be able to have that nutrition, because you're not necessarily right next to the food where you can get it readily. So I'm so glad that you were able to come on and share your story tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
So our last speakers tonight are Jake and Eric Vanderheiden, and we're really looking forward to hearing you wrap this up.
Unfortunately, Eric cannot make it tonight, but I'm
It's
here.
the Jake Show.
Yeah,
Okay, thanks,
a little
Jake.
bit. Yeah. So my name's Jake Vanderheiden. I've been on Juice Plus for around 10 years now. Been taking all the capsules, the berries, fruits, and vegetables, and I do the complete as well. And early on, when I was like pretty young, I had pretty bad asthma, and I was like on a bunch of medication. And so when I started taking it a couple months later, I was able to be off my medication and never have like asthma attacks anymore or anything like that. So that was one of the reasons we really stuck with it, and our product belief kind of went up after that. So well, I'll flash forward to now. I'm a freshman in college. I go to Bucknell and I play basketball there. And over the summer and preseason and all that, the schedule's pretty grueling. So, like, we have to get up at like 6 in the morning and lift and all that type of stuff. So it's a pretty taxing on my body. So throughout the summer, I'd bring the Juice Plus to college with me, and I'd make sure to take it every day. And then after our weightlifting, I'd take the shakes after we lift for a little protein. And as you see, like, the summer goes on, 'cause it's like about like 6 weeks long, some guys will get like really sick over the summer, and I've never had to deal with that, which is really nice. And then during preseason and like during the actual season, it's like really long. So like the season itself is probably I want to say 5 months. It's like November to March. And through the whole season, we'd have multiple guys missing games, missing practices. A lot of guys having to go to student health and stuff because we had a really bad flu this year that went through the whole team. So like I'd felt run down once, but like I would never miss practice, never miss a game. And I felt great. Like my recovery was great. I'd always have really good night's sleeps. All that was really good. So that's where the Juice Plus really, I think, came in. And I've definitely made gains with my stamina over the season, taking it consistently. And being in the weight room, having the protein shakes, I think that really helps me as well. I've gained like, I don't know, I want to say like 15 pounds since the beginning of last year. I went from like 210 to like 225 around now. So I definitely think it's played a role in like my workouts and stuff and helping me improve on the court and staying healthy. So.
Jake, I loved your story. And what's amazing to me is I've heard your mom share so many times of all the late night ER trips from asthma flare-ups that she couldn't control with you and your brother Eric, and how scary that was. And the thought of, when you think of a child that's asthmatic and all that inflammation, to try and go and take in more oxygen and convert that into being an athlete, that just doesn't equate to high performance.
Right.
So the fact that you were able to reverse your asthma, reduce that inflammation, allowed you to become this incredible athlete that you were meant to be. So what an amazing story. I'm so happy for you that you had that journey and that you're doing what you love. So thank you so much for sharing that. You're going to help a lot of people with that too.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to say, to wrap it up, I want to thank all of you for sharing your stories tonight. And if any of you are really excited to hear more about this nutrition, please ask the person that invited you onto this call. I decided to partner with this company to share this after knowing that I needed something clean and safe for my family, and I knew other people wanted that too. It's been a game changer for my family just from a nourishment standpoint, but the athletic piece is just a bonus. So thank you, everybody. We can stop the recording here, and then I will unmute the line.